Are you trying to build the best team in Madden? Well, go today and avoid the packs and save some racks. Head on over, use code CC for 15% off. Hey, what is going on, Madden family? We are back doing our tier ranking list for the quarterbacks in Madden 20 Ultimate Team as of January 8th, 2020. If you happen to see this later on, much later on, this ranking system may not be accurate. It's basically based on the cards that exist. So with quarterbacks, we are going to do it based on using abilities or X factors on them. Because that makes sense. A lot of people do that with quarterbacks. If you don't use a quarterback with an X factor or ability, hey, that's up to you, right? We have a lot of the old cards that we did in the past up here as well. Some of these cards got upgraded, some didn't. We're not going to cover every card you see on the screen here, but we're just going to cover most of them, okay? And I want to start out with the best one, in my opinion. It is Michael Vick, the brand new 96 overall. Super good card. There's ways that you can throw the ball incredibly with him. He is super fast, but he's not totally perfect. He's not totally perfect, but he really is the best quarterback in the game. Okay, he really is. I promise that. He doesn't have dashing deadeye. You don't need dashing deadeye. Trust me. Trust me. You do not. But we're gonna put him way up there. And that makes the most sense to us, okay? It really does. Now, there's a lot of pocket quarterbacks that came out because of the NFL 100. And a lot of them are very similar. They really are. You've basically got field generals, and then you've got like strong arm quarterbacks, which not my favorite. They're not my favorite. So Tom Brady, if you're a pocket passer, he's gonna get the job done. But he is just so slow. His X factor is not the best either. We'll put him in a B tier. I feel like more like a C tier, but if you really want to just pass the ball, he's going to get the job done for you, okay? Up next, we're going to do Deshaun Watson, the 95 overall. Now, if he gets a 96 overall, if he gets this power up, he's going to move up to the S tier and even ahead of Michael Vick. Because at 96 overall, he would get Playmaker, the ability. But he doesn't right now. So just for that reason, I feel like you've got to put him. I still feel like putting him in S tier. I'm still going to put him up in S tier, just behind Vic, because he's really good. If you don't have Vic and you want Deshaun's just great. He's great. He really is great. Josh Allen up next. More of a budget quarterback. He's a new quarterback. Not a lot of people use him, but he does have really good throw power, which some of these other pocket quarterbacks don't. He's got the strong arm type. We put him there. He doesn't hit all the thresholds and all that. He's cheapish. He's 160, 170K. Not a bad guy to use, but we'll figure we'd put him in there, especially after the playoff weekend, right? We'll put Lamar up at the A tier. This is his new card. Obviously, if he gets an MVP card, which gets to 98 overall, he's gonna move up in the rankings for sure. I feel like Lamar does miss passes. I feel like he's really good. He's just not quite at Vic's level. He's not quite there to me. And again, if you have a preference left-handed versus right-handed, maybe you swap these around if you can't throw with the lefty. I don't know. Me personally, I can. So that's why he goes there. Next up, we'll put Andrew Luck in the B tier as well. He's an old quarterback. He's been in the game a long time, but we're going to put him in the B tier. Still really solid card. Good abilities, does lots of things well. I'm actually going to put Ryan Tannehill above Lamar Jackson. Ryan Tannehill, what are you talking about? It's a good card. It's a really good card. It's a card I like. It. You could use this card and not blink an eye, honestly. Which is crazy to say. It's really crazy to say. Drew Brees. His throw power is just too low for me. I'm going to put him in the C tier. I know Drew doesn't have the strongest arm. We all know Drew doesn't have the strongest arm. He's an accurate quarterback, but you really throw power. I just think of it as it's so key. It's so key. It really is. Next, we're going to put Daniel Jones. I kind of want to put him up in the A tier. He's a field general. He gets good abilities. He doesn't get all the abilities these NFL 100 cards do, but he actually does have speed. Now, he doesn't have escape artist, so you can't really utilize that speed behind the line of scrimmage, but you can actually do stuff with him. We'll put him ahead of Brady in the B tier. If he gets a power up, I'd move him up to A tier. I think he would be pretty good there. Up next, Mahomes. I'm gonna put him up at. He's just ahead of Tannehill. He's just ahead of Tannehill here. Just behind Watson. But I don't feel like putting him up at the A tier. But you really could. If Vic didn't come out, he's an S tier quarterback. Okay. This Mahomes is really good. He's got a lot of really good animations when he throws, because they captured all of his animations. The biggest problem with Mahomes, and I think this is what's clicking in my head, what keeps him away from being up there with the best, is when he has to throw a deep ball and his feet are set, you're never getting the ball off. He is the slowest release. Just the slowest release. John Elway, we'll put him up here. He's better than Josh Allen. We'll put him up in the B tier here. Again, not the best archetype with strong arm, but I used his original card. I actually liked it. It was pretty good, but we'll put him there. Joe Montana, I've seen a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people do really well with him. I'm going to put him up at the A tier because him and Manning back to back, right? The reason is they have a lot of use for them. They're really good cards. And if you do not need to scramble, you don't want to scramble, these cards are really good. They hit all the passes. They actually throw the ball super, super well. I have no problem putting them up there. Let's go back through some of these old cards here as well. Your Matt Ryan, he's a field general. Put him down in the C tier. Troy Aikman, he's right there as well. Kurt Warner, field general as well. Doesn't really get much on him. At this point, he's pretty much at the bottom. Same thing with old Manning. Now, the reason I left some of these older cards on is if you wanted to use them, like Rodgers' card is pretty good. His throwing animation is really good. He just doesn't have everything yet. So you've got to put him somewhere in this tier. But if he gets a big upgrade, he's an A or an S tier. If it happens. I'd put him right in here somewhere. Old Vic still is a pretty good card. Put him up in the A tier. Cam, not as good, not very accurate. I would probably would I use him over these guys in the C tier? No, I wouldn't. I know he gets escape artist. Derek Carr, again, his problem is his card, his archetype. Put him up here in the C tier as well. Original Patrick Mahomes, again, still a pretty good card, but super outdated at this point. Put him down there. Russell Wilson, he sort of falls up in the Andrew Luck area. His throw power is just less. We'll put him in a B. Russ is going to get a big upgrade, I think, with Team of the Year, though, so he's going to move up. Steve Young as well. Put him up here in the B tier. Again, a new Steve Young puts him way up high. And then old Team of the Week, Lamar Jackson. Still a pretty good card, but he's a B tier. And then we've got the double Luck and double Watson here. So this is sort of where I'm going with this. I feel a lot of these cards could change, right? Watson gets his power up. He goes up. Lamar gets his upgrade. Steve Young gets his upgrade. Maybe Andrew Luck ever gets a card again. Who knows, right? Daniel Jones gets an upgrade. And bam, he's going to be up here. He gets his power up. Same thing with Tannehill. You could even move him slightly over. Russell Wilson gets upgraded. Bam, he's going to move way up. So there's a lot of fluctuation that can happen with this list. Since the last time we did it, it has changed for sure. We've used some of these quarterbacks, played against a lot of these other quarterbacks, and I feel like this is pretty accurate. If you want to use a pocket passer, Manning and Montana, probably the way to go. I would probably go with Montana personally. Yeah, no, this makes sense. That makes sense to me. I think it makes sense to you guys. We'll do this for the rest of the positions. They're going to come staggered out, just as I get them done. You know, taking all the pictures of the cards and doing all this. It does hurt. But what I'm going to do this time as well is I'm going to leave the link for this tier list in the description. So if you guys want to go make your own tier, you can. You feel free. You can tweet it back at me on Twitter at TheActualCC. So I hope that helps. I'll see you guys later. I enjoy doing this. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. I'm out. Peace.